Welcome back to Bearcat Update. It's now time for a segment called Face Off. We're joined again this week by X106 Sports Director Matt Tritton and Weekend Sports Kickoff co-host and resident Nebraska expert Ross Volkmer. Fellas, thanks for being here tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Let's just jump right in. Freshman pitcher Jenna Krieger threw a no-hitter for the Northwest softball team over the weekend. The first no-hitter since Cola Krieger's in 2006. No relation, by the way. Which is more impressive than a no-hitter? Or which is more impressive, a no-hitter or a triple-double in basketball? Let's start with you, Matt.
It has to be the no-hitter because you're out there on an island. You don't know. You miss by quarter of an inch your next pitch. It could be hit over the fence, let alone blooped into the outfield. So I'd have to say it's the pitcher. You go into the dugout. Nobody wants to talk to you because they don't want to break the curse. So and not only that, you're relying completely on your teammates to be able to make a few plays because even if someone comes out there, sun gets in the outfielder's eyes, the ball drops. Sometimes official score calls that a hit. So a lot of reliance on your teammates and your catcher calling your pitches. So I was to go with the no-hitter because a lot of reliance on your team.
Well, I think the triple-double is an amazing thing because, I mean, yeah, you're right in the fact that, you're on an island, you're by yourself, and you're the only person that can do it. But, in a triple-double, you have teammates around, and they're going to take points away from you, they're going to take rebounds away from you, they're going to take assists, blocks, and things like that. And I guess the thing that makes the triple-double really easy, you can get your points, and then you can get your rebounds, and then, you can either go steals, you could get blocks, you could get whatever you want. But, the one thing for sure is that you have to get at least, three of those things, and that's always tough with other teammates around. It's easy for people to get the points, easy for people to get the rebounds, but to get 10 steals or 10 blocks, you have to be a freak of nature, either with your hands or in your jumping skills, and that takes a triathlete to pull off a triple-double.
But you come out and you have someone hitting from beyond the arc. You're a post player. You get the ball in the post, keep kicking it out to them. You get quite a few assists that way. Get a few open, easy buckets too. You never know.
Points. That's the key.
You miss a pitch by a quarter of an inch.
True, that's true. And
you lose your no-hitter and a shutout right there.
The most impressive thing about Jenna Krieger's no-hitter this year, or this week, is the fact that the only reason it wasn't a perfect game was because of a walk. One wild at bat, and she ends up with a no-hitter instead of a perfect game. But congratulations to the freshman.
Only 2 balls left the infield.
Yeah, that's an impressive performance. Either one of those is very impressive. Let's move on. Assuming both teams make the MIAA tournament, which is coming up very shortly, which Northwest basketball team will go deeper into the postseason? Ross?
Well, I think the women are going to go a little bit deeper into the postseason this year at least because I think they have a little bit more depth. I think they have a little bit more to work with. I think if they find times, there's so many games where the women lose by just minimal things. And, Gentry Dietz is going to get her points and Abby Henry is going to get her points. And when Shelly Martin is on, like she pretty much was in the Central Missouri game, when she was hitting, she leads the MIAA in three-point shooting percentage with 45%. That is a great percentage. She can do that. And when Gabby Curtis is on, Dietz, Curtis, as well as Henry, they're in the top 15 in scoring in the MIAA. They have all the tools they need. They have the size, the speed, the depth, everything you need to go deep in the postseason that I just don't think the men have at this point in time, especially in their first season under Coach McCollum.
True, but they've kind of gone cold at the wrong time. It looks like they might have peaked a little bit too earlier in their season. When you look at the men's side, they've beat some top teams, and they just played the number 3 team in the nation. You may think this is wrong. They played a number 3 team in the nation, just lost by 4 points. They're within just minimal plays of winning that ball game. You say that men don't have as much depth, but their guard play, it's just about as good as everybody in the conference. And their big men are starting to play well at the right time. Aruna Simonovic is playing well. Maciek Ustrabowski probably had his best game of the season yesterday, let alone Elijah Allen comes out week after week, day after day. 15 consecutive games, 15 points. That's great.
Yeah.
You make a great point, and they do have – Elijah Allen has been the most consistent basketball player I think I've seen in quite some time in any division. The guy that can just put up points, and you're right, the big men, they played great yesterday. I still think inconsistency is huge, and I'm going to steal a play out of the Nate Goner playbook for sure here, but the men play down to the level of their opponents every day.
Yep.
I don't care who it is. They played against Truman, you lose, and I'm not saying the women are perfect either. I'm not going to say that the women are perfect, but I think the men do it more often than none. They beat the Fort Hazes, and they get close to beating the SBUs.
Sorry.
My last point.
Okay, nope, I got to cut you off. I'm sorry. We're out of time. We got to move on. I will say the men are questionable whether they'll get into the tournament or not. The women are in. So that point may be moot, but we'll see. And I wasn't saying you were wrong. I'm just not quite sure where the men peaked.
Backs
Moving on. Sticking to college basketball, we'll move to Division I. Which men's Division I conference is the strongest in the country?
Now, this is difficult for me. I'm from Missouri, obviously. I'm a Missouri basketball fan. You're from Nebraska. You like Nebraska University, obviously, but I got to go with the Big East. They have got 4 teams in the top 10. I know, I hate to say it too, but continually they're banging out great teams. They're going to have at least 7 teams probably in the NCAA tournament. They beat themselves up like no other whenever you've got Pittsburgh beating Syracuse and Villanova like crazy. UConn's, they looked like they were dead. All of a sudden, Jim Calhoun comes back, and all of a sudden, they might come back to make the NCAA tournament. Everybody thought they were dead. I just feel like the Big East, as much as I hate to say it, top to bottom, we got so many good teams. You never know. There's no easy games.
Matt, you're exactly right. The Big East is a very strong conference. But, I think overall this is, besides the Pac-10, this is the best year for college basketball. I think the Big Ten is an extremely good conference. They have got teams. It's the same thing Big East as it is in the Big Ten. They're punching it out. But I'm going to say back up and go with our colleges around here. The Big 12 has got teams. And I think we've all lost sight of the Big 12 here recently because Texas has kind of fallen off the turn-up truck. But, Oklahoma State continues to play good. Baylor continues to be up and down. And, we all know about Kansas. They continue to be a power. Missouri, I think, is going to start showing that they're going to be in the rankings here pretty soon. If they continue to win, they continue to win good basketball games. And, Kansas State, who I think is a potential Sweet 16, Elite 8, Missouri-like team last year, these basketball teams in the Big 12 are good. And it's just like the Big East. They're knocking everybody out. Even the bottom feeders like Nebraska are going to give lots of other teams tough games going down the stretch. So you have to be ready for every game. And that's why I think, I agree with you partially that the Big East and the Big 12, and I also believe the Big 10 are going to have the best shot at going deep in the tournament because they've been the weathered teams. They're playing against tough opponents going down the stretch.
That's very true. All the conferences really, well, you're right, with the exception of the Pac-10, are strong. It seems like the strongest basketball conference argument is like which came first, the chicken or the egg? It's a different answer all the time. It depends on your perspective. It depends on your perspective.
The A-10 is good as well.
I have to say, I'm happy that the ACC is not in that argument anymore. Moving on again, Tiger Woods made a public statement over the weekend. What's your stance? We'll start with you, Ross. What's your stance on supporting Tiger when it comes back to golf?
Well, I must say, my family, we followed golf for many years. We love the game of golf, and we love Tiger. And I think we still do because of the fact that he is a good golfer and things like that. And I think his personality being knocked off and really degraded here recently has really driven, especially my grandmother, away from him for sure. And I think a lot of my family members have been like, we don't like him that much because of what happened. And I don't like him that much either. What he did is wrong, and he shouldn't have never done that, and he knows it. And he should know it very well, and he can't do that. When he gets welcomed back to the game of golf, whenever that may be, I think it will be a good time because I think the PGA is hurting right now. I think they're not drawing the crowds they want to. They're going to welcome back with open arms. I think the PGA, well, some of the players are a bit sour about it, but I think when Tiger's ready, and I think he needs to take more time off of golf. They're talking about he might come back for the Masters, and that may be, but I don't think he needs to. I heard on the radio coming here tonight he might not come back to 2012. I don't know about that either. That's a stretch.
I think Tiger needs to come back when Tiger's ready to come back.
Exactly. Yeah. I think he needs to take his time and get there.
Yeah. Get everything back in order for him and get back in because, like you said, what he did was completely wrong. And right now, America's not with him. But you know what? Ray Lewis, a few years ago, he was in a murder trial. All of a sudden, he gets back in, one of the best linebackers in NFL. Everybody loves him, forgot about that. So I think eventually America will forget about Tiger's problems and will be back behind him as long as he's playing good golf.
I think I agree. What he did was wrong, but you know what? The man's a golfer. It's what he does. He needs to be playing golf when he's ready to play golf, and when he is ready, I think everyone will embrace him.
And it's for sure that he is going to be because we saw him out when he came back for a rest before that. He was out hitting golf balls. He's going to be back playing golf.
Oh, for sure.
But family first.
Yeah.
Family first. Get your marriage back together. Hopefully salvage that, and your kids most importantly.
Exactly. So thanks a lot for being here this week. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Had a great time. We'll have another round of face-off next week. A big thanks also to Jason Sack, who sat down on me earlier in the one-on-one segment, the head coach of the national champion Northwest Cheerleaders. We'll be back for more Bearcat Update next week. Thanks for watching.